upstairs, like trying to climb through the windows.
Well, yeah, this is what I try to tell you guys. I tell you this shit all the time. Oh, what was going on?
Nothing. I guess I'm...
Okay, people. Does this look familiar? What do you think? We're in what? War Room 2? Right? And look at this. So anyway, hold on. Okay, I know I'm looking frazzled. Whatever. It's like going on 3:45 in the morning, people. I've been up since 2. I'm obviously in War Room 2, sitting here, asking myself what the priorities are. Stick with the priorities. Stay focused. If you notice, I said War Room 2. So in other words, the war continues. Because I'm a debate between if I should be uploading this video first, or maybe I should be doing a live and doing a video titled Julian Johnson shot down. Now cops are justice warriors. That one I'm going to do on live, people. Right? So I'll try and do it after this video. Not today, not right now, but I'll try and have energy, because what happens is when you go on the internet and you're trying to do a live, you know, I'm still struggling with the sound issue shit. So anyway, for now though, I'm going to do this here. And all I want to say, people, I don't know. I think it will be easier for me to talk about it on live, because I'm going to pull up some news articles where Julian, right, a.k.a. that man, that scoundrel, was at a gas station and was sprayed with bullets. So many so that he died, apparently, in the hospital. So he's dead now, people, for the ones that don't know. This happened on January 19th at about 6:30 in the evening, as he was standing up and around the entrance of the gas station and one of the first rows of pumps. So in between that area, the pumps, the gas station, storefront, he was in here. So, of course, it's a big hoopla, right? Because it happened in broad daylight, basically, in public. So, you know, we've got this thing out here in British Columbia, Canada, called IHIT. And it's an Integrated Homicide Investigative Team that is specifically coordinated to investigate gang activity and, well, gang hits, right? Because they're suggesting that it was a targeted hit because Julian was known to them. Well, I've been saying it for years, people. You know, it's not like the cops didn't know who he was. No, they're willing to take his money, but they weren't willing to frisk him. Like, come on. So anyway, again, I think it would be better for me to do a live on this, people, because then I can walk you through it with the shit that I'm having to go through around Julian Johnson. In regards to the ongoing gang stalking and harassment of his sister. Right? So in the meantime, we've got the cops out here in British Columbia, Canada, running around looking for Julian's killers. Now, isn't that ironic? Right? They're justice warriors now, people. Okay? They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a week, if not a day, between all these different policing departments and this specialized team of investigators to find Julian's killers. Like, come on. You know? What did they spend on Shimei, investigating Shimei's killer, who happened to be Julian? The story hasn't changed, people. Nobody has explained to me how he didn't do it. But the cops spent .00000, well, first of all, it's 0.00000000.01% of a whole on investigating Shimei's murder. They weren't no justice warriors then, people. But they sure are for Julian on a freaking, at least provincial scale in terms of news media attention. Google Julian Johnson shot in Burnaby, and you're going to get 2 pages of Google of all these different, news stations on the internet posting about it. Shimei got shuffled under the table. So this is still War Room 2, people. Nothing's changed. Right? And that's why I'm not doing a live right now, because I should be in here focusing on this stuff. This piece of paper right here is the piece of paper that I signed on the day that they pulled the plug on Shimei. Right? They had everybody on the inside, had me come out of the room, right? And started arguing with me, people, about that I wasn't allowed to sign a donation form because they weren't going to take anything from her body because, so-called, she was contaminated with cocaine. What I'm saying is, when Shimei was in that bed, still deemed to be alive, after the 16th on, some woman from the hospital called me up, right? We talked because I wanted to donate her organs, people. Once they said, okay, that's it, you have to shut up the shit, I said, okay, fine, I'd like to donate, right? So a woman called me up, and, okay. Then she calls me back and says, well, no, sorry, we can't take nothing from her body because it's contaminated with cocaine. Listen to me. Do the research, people. It's not true. They take organs from almost anybody, okay, regardless of what's in their system outside of herpes, right? And, being an intravenous active. You have to be an active intravenous drug user within the last 5 years, right? And they don't want to take your organs then. But outside of that, they'll take from anybody. Even old people. Okay? So, but, you're under pressure. You can't argue with these people. You've got 25, 30, 40 people or whatever it is in Shimei's room ready to watch the machine being turned off. And they've got you outside the room, right, in the foyer by the little nurse's station, which looks right into Shimei's room, arguing about you can't sign this piece of paper because you can't even donate her eyes because she was contaminated with cocaine. Because when that woman called me on the phone and said, no, we can't take no body organs, but her eyes we can. And I said, okay, well, at least her eyes, right? Amari has eye problems. Shimei would want that. But when it came time to actually sign it, as I was signing for the autopsy form, my permission for an autopsy, This was right before they turned off their so-called machine. They wouldn't let me sign a donation one. And then, when I get Shimei's medical records and I go through them briefly, what do I see? They said that I said no. That I was the one who refused organ donation. They flat out lied, people. This is a war, okay? They are falsifying records to do heinous crimes against the general public so that they can amass wealth for themselves. That's all it is, people. Bitcoin must be hopping. How are they getting paid 2 paychecks, people? One as a government employee and the other one as an under-the-table, I don't know what these people are, but you get my point, right? Okay? So anyway, I have forwarded this to somebody that may or may not bring it to the attention to the masses. I am providing receipts, people. This here I also forwarded. Because the war must go on. Okay? The war must go on. We are dealing with real people here. Real families. Real lives. Right? Now what this is a joke. This is 25 pages of a timeline that I gave to the police after my daughter was murdered in her home at about 8:30 in the morning on April 11th of 2018. And they completely ignored it, people. They completely ignored it because they've got the system set up so that over 1,500 people can die by accident or by suicide in the province of British Columbia, Canada, through fentanyl, so it could feed into the money laundering that carries on in this province year after year after year. So the rich get richer and the poor get poor, right? And, but Julian Johnson, you know, he gets sprayed with bullets in the freaking gas station, and we're probably already pushing $1 million in his investigation, people, with that IHIT team. And because we're dealing with at least 2 jurisdictions in terms of policing departments, RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, right? We're looking at Burnaby jurisdiction, and we're looking at Langley jurisdiction. And because he was a resident of Surrey and already known, I'm pretty sure the Surrey freaking jurisdiction is in there in terms of cops being paid looking into who killed Julian, as they completely ignored this. That is your war, people. Okay? There's not that many people in the province of British Columbia, Canada, dying from gunshot wounds in the middle of fucking daylight, you know, at a gas station in this province. We're not like the United States, okay? And then to play him off like he's some big badass fucking gangster, I don't know what kind of gangster Julian Johnson was, but I can tell you right now, it wasn't a fucking badass, okay? The only thing bad about him was he was running around with his little fucking backpack like a lot of these other lost souls out here in the province of British Columbia, Canada, as people's organs are being harvested en masse through the fentanyl crises as they freaking bring in their puppies and kittens and honor walks and smooth it over with, oh well, we harvested the organs from this body legally and saved 8 lives. So therefore, even if they killed themselves by accident, or even if they died by suicide, or even if it was murder, it doesn't matter how they fucking died as long as we got the end result of those organs. So when any truth comes along, they ignore it. Because they want to keep that fucking organ train, money train going, people. Like, the cops are fucking hypocrites out here. How dare they spend almost $1 million on investigating Julian D. Johnson's fucking murder when they completely ignored my daughter's murder? How twisted is that? This is fucking twisted fucking shit, people. Like, it can't get any more twisted. If you've been following the narrative of my life, this is my life, people. Here's another thing. Okay? I had to tell Andre. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just straight up say it. Andre, come here. What, Nana? Well, I need to tell you that Julian is not alive anymore. He's died. He's dead. Oh, I said, yeah. So if you hear Auntie Tisha talking about it, or you hear me talking about it, that's what happened. You know what came out of his mouth, people? Well, is he with Shimei? Did he go be with, he's not with Shimei. I said, you're right. He's not with Shimei. Okay? We're talking a 9-year-old boy here who lost his mother, who lost his Uncle John, right? Who lost his aunt. So that's how many fucking, you can consider his mother dead, people, because she's a walking zombie, okay? She causes more damage alive to him than if she was dead. Let's put it that way, for all the drama that she creates with her fucking sickness, as my government does fucking jack shit about it, okay? Except maybe invest more resources into the policing department so they can go running around looking for the fucking Julians in the community after they're dead, not before they're dead. If they would have dealt with Julian a long fucking time ago, at least the dude would be alive today sitting up in fucking jail. And he would have had a chance to get out because this is Canada. We're liberal. I would have preferred for him to stay in there for fucking life. And if we had capital punishment, he should have been one of the first ones on the list to fucking get knocked off. On a federal level, people. Cops aren't interested in preventing gang violence. Because if they were interested in preventing gang violence, like I said, they wouldn't have ignored this, people. And Julian would be alive today. Not some great big thing to plaster on every freaking newspaper, talking about it on the television. Oh, the cops are such fucking justice warriors because they're looking for justice for Julian. Because they couldn't ignore how he died, unlike how they ignored how Shimei died and the rest of the other 1,500 and more in this province that die every year because of the police and their inability to protect the public, including my daughter. As I explained to my grandson that no, Shimei is not obligated to be with Julian in death any more than she was obligated to be with him in life. And for people like Julian, they go to a whole different fucking section in that dimension, people. It's probably better that I did this on a camera versus online. So anyway, I'm going to end it on that, okay? I'm not really too sure what I'm going to title this video, right? So anyway, I'm going to continue working on what I'm working on in here. Lucy, I found your box, but you have to promise me if you don't use it, you have to send it back. Okay, I don't have the energy to make any right now. I tried a long time ago to find somebody that could make boxes for me, and that never happened. But even trying to find a business to... See, I found the key. Look at that. This is good. I'm not going to provide the key or the lock. You can get one. Save the receipt. And then when the money starts to pile up, you take the money out from that and you post it in the ledger. You took back your $4 for your lock. As long as you keep ledgers, everything's good. I have a little chain. I just have to dig it out. And I won't... you just kind of screw a little thing in there with a chain. And then they put it on a business storefront, right? They put it there. I mean, the chain, if somebody really wanted to grab the box and rip it off the chain and run with it, they could. But you're sitting up in Kitimat, and if it can help a few animals along the way over a period of time, that would be nice. In your big box where, what you call it? In your big box where your teapot is and your creamer and that type of stuff, there's a spot in there just perfect for this. I'll show you when I pack up this box, which will be very soon now that I got this open. And you did show an interest in the pebble pouch. This would be something else that if this program was to ever pick up, right? What do you call it? You know, as a sidekick, right? You know, we could hire people just to kind of make little pouches for us, and some people who like to work with rocks, and, you know, because this is more of a sentimental kind of just a self-motivator. You know, this is a pebble pouch, right? The rock inside represents bayou corn up in Louisiana in the United States of America. And what you do, you in mind, right? Through mind, you toss, right? You go to skip the stone into the bayou corn sinkhole, that, right, so that it ripples, and then as it ripples out, what happens is you get that positive energy, right? That's all that is. It's just to build on to the energy. It creates a wave in a good way. So I'll throw a couple of those in there anyway, right? I mean, it's really unfortunate that I'm talking about murder, right? But, you know, that's the thing, though. Nobody's immune to it. See, I can throw a whole bunch in here, right? That's what I'm doing right now. So if it looks like you can get this into a business that's willing to take them and try it, give it a shot, and they take these little pouches, and if a person does a $5 deposit, like a $5 donation, put it in. I don't even think we have $5 bills anymore, do we? Well, yeah, we do, don't we? I don't remember. $5 bills are actually being faded out now that I'm thinking about it. Well, no, we still get them. So anyway, if somebody puts in $5, then they get a pebble pouch. Ideally, you would want a little flyer with it, but I don't have time to make a flyer. And I'm not very good with stuff like that. So whatever is here, if it looks like it works out, and, you know, and we find in a few months we need more, then we can talk about, like, if somebody was to make them for us, you know, for every pouch they sew, right, maybe they can make $1. Same thing with the rock. For any rock that's made, well, maybe less than $1, but I don't know. It depends on where you get your rocks from and what we're doing with them. But we could start little part-time, just kind of hobby employment, right? Somebody can sit. I don't mind sitting in here at night sewing little pouches. I sewed these, right? So, you know, some people like to do that. Some people like to make rocks. You know, they're rock collectors. You know, this is a nice one. This one's really nice. Oh, I like this one. I want to keep this one. But do you see this? but I'm not going to keep it. This is a lucky stone, people. This is seriously a lucky stone. Look at this. This is nice. So anyway, that's going back in there. That one was really nice. I like the feel of that one. That one felt good. So they all fit in there. So that's good. And if it looks like it works, I don't know how many's in there. I should count them. I'll count them. And then you multiply it by 5, and then you've got enough to treat one animal, maybe for one session at the vet. Right? That's the incentive for people to make that $5 donation. And even if you have to pay $2 to get them made, whether it's the pouches themselves or the rocks, you're still making $3 on the donation, right? Isn't that how people do it? Girl Guides used chocolate, right? People, like, remember chocolates? That's how they made their money to, you know, like a fundraiser. Well, it's the same kind of principle. So anyway, I'm really happy with this. I could add in the locks. I have 2 keys here, right? But the thing is, these locks usually come in 3s, and I don't know where the other ones are, so it's probably better just to start fresh. But if for some reason you can't find anybody that is willing to have that on their storefront, then, you know, morally you should send them back to me, because it's all in relation to the foundation. And, you know, Lord only knows when I'd ever get a chance to make them again. If the program was to ever pick up, then obviously I'd like somebody making boxes for me, but that's not going to happen right now. So I'm going to leave it on this, people. I just wanted to bring to everybody's attention that I'm not, like, sitting here in the dark, purposely trying to ignore or to avoid the conversation of Julian D. Johnson being shot down in public, right? And how the cops are now justice warriors looking for Julian's killers, as, you know, the war continues in regards to what happened to Shimei, why it happened and how it happened, and what continues to happen to her family, right? Okay, I'm going to leave it on that.